Scared of using a spray? Don't want to hurt or kill other people? Worry no more. Now there's Outer Pants.
Happy Saturday. This is Albany Local Journal, and we're back with the 7th episode. In this week's episode, we'll do a comedy infomercial sketch, and we'll go into depth about protests not just across the country, but also right here in Albany. Let's jump right in. Being stuck inside has all led us to go online shopping crazy. We at Albany Local Journal are taking advantage of this opportunity to sell some great COVID-19 related items. I have a Zoom call in 1 hour. Have you ever woken up and looked so terrible that you knew you couldn't show your face on a Zoom call later that day? Well, I have. And in that case, buy this never-seen-before piece of technology for our low price of just $4.99. Let me show you how it works. You have your computer here. All you do is just like that. Nobody can see you, and this has never been done before. Forget dirty old Post-its. With the new Stick-Its, you can block your screen anytime, anywhere, guaranteed. Looking for a way to stay safe? Tired of people coming within 6 feet of you? Well, worry no more. The COVID Spritz is here. Just give them a spritz. The COVID-19 Spritz is the best and safest way to walk on the streets. Leave your gloves, leave your masks, pick up the Spritz. This liquid right here is a blend of lemon, water, and vinegar, and the little special ingredient. But we don't have to get into details. Now that you know the facts, let me show you how it works. Stranger comes too close, back off, back off! Make sure to aim for the eye. This will permanently or temporarily immobilize the danger. You don't have to worry about them any longer. And you can purchase this right now at streetmace.com/COVID-19 for just $30. Yeah, it's the deal of a century. And if you purchase one now, we'll send you the second one for $50. That's an all-around deal of $80 just for 2 bottles of Street Mace. Scared of using a spray? Don't want to hurt or kill other people? Worry no more. Now there's Outer Pants. This is underwear that you wear over your pants. It's a guarantee to keep people 6 feet away. It's our proprietary blend of both becoming a total weirdo and the wrenching stench of this underwear. I've had people call the police. I've had people run and scream. I've had people carry their children and tell them, don't go anywhere near that person. It's a guarantee to work. These items are 100% recycled, and we make sure to hose off all our underwear after receiving a shipment from Goodwill. We'll also sell you a head pack, so you can have 1 pair on your waist and 1 pair on your head. That actually increases your safety by over 15,100%. And we can sell you the combo pack for just $90. Or if you don't want to splurge, you can just buy the regular pack, just this one, for $120. Those are some sweet deals. A quick reminder that California is officially allowing schools, bars, gyms, religious services, and outdoor dining to reopen next Friday with modifications, of course. Before we get into our biggest news story yet, we turn now to Alec White for our weather going into next week.
Temperatures this week will gradually heat up from 70 degrees tomorrow to 84 degrees by Wednesday and cool back down to 75 degrees by next Saturday.
In the past 10 days, protests across the country have taken off. After George Floyd was murdered by a police officer in Minneapolis, many people have been exercising their First Amendment rights in an attempt to correct all the racist flaws in our police and justice systems. Protests started in Minneapolis and St. Paul, and has since spread to all 50 states and other countries. Many of these peaceful protests have been disrupted by police, who use force to either arrest the protesters or make them disperse. In cities such as New York, police use a tactic called kettling, where they slowly encircle protesters and then arrest them. But the hard work put in by these protesters is not in vain. After protests in Los Angeles, Mayor Eric Garcetti announced this week that he will be cutting over $100 million in police funding, and will reinvest that money back into schools and into low-income communities. These protests address the biggest problem in our country right now, and if people continue to exercise their rights in this way, our country will continue to change for the better.
As these protests have sparked up across the country, Bunker Baby Donald has ordered to send American troops and National Guard members out onto the streets to meet these protests. These Black Lives Matter protests are primarily organized as peaceful protests and calm gatherings. Instead of defusing an already calm situation, once police are involved, the situation often escalates and leads to more chaos and violence. Many people, including government officials working with Trump, have advised him to stop sending in troops. In fact, Secretary of Defense Mark Esper, who by the way has served in the military and on the National Guard, has heavily opposed Trump's orders. Esper said on Wednesday, quote, "The option to use active duty forces in law enforcement roles should only be used as a matter of last resort and only in the most urgent and dire of situations. We are not in one of those situations now." Keep in mind that before this, Esper has been extremely hesitant to challenge Trump's authority. So far, our moron-in-chief has continued to disregard him, and there is buzz about Esper's job security. This is not a surprise given that as of May 25th this year, 415 people in the White House have either been fired or resigned during his presidency. In the past couple days, however, Trump has moved on from the protests and centered his childlike focus to his economy. Trump must have some sort of Twitter diarrhea, because yesterday he tweeted 200 times, which is a personal record for him. He is currently spitting out false graphics like this one, suggesting that the economy is doing historically well due to his leadership. His bragging continued when he tweeted that he has done more for African Americans than any other president other than Lincoln. Keep in mind that this is literally the same man who said Barack Obama was born in Kenya and was a Muslim. Good luck, America.
All three of us here at the Albany Local Journal attended the Albany Action protest that was organized in response to the murder of George Floyd and the countless other Black Americans that have been the victims of police brutality. This protest or march started next to the Albany Police Station at the intersection of Marin and San Pablo, two of the busiest streets in Albany. Protesters gathered on corners and stretched way down all four streets, while cars drove by honking their support. After a moment of silence for George Floyd, thousands of protesters went on to march northward on San Pablo Avenue. The group stretched back for 5 blocks or more. The group that was leading this march was primarily comprised of high school students. As the group marched, the Albany PD drove ahead and blocked off intersections so that the protesters could walk safely. After we had marched for 2 miles, we reached the El Cerrito Police Station and City Hall. There, the Albany Action protest combined with a protest in El Cerrito, and the group grew even larger. The group marched for a little bit longer before turning back and marching all the way back to the starting point at the Albany Police Station. Throughout this whole process, everything was peaceful. There was no problem with violence, with the police, or with looting. The people of Albany and El Cerrito came together with the goal of peacefully protesting the killing of many, many Black Americans by police all across the country. And they did just that.
Thanks for watching. Keep on doing your part to help the Black Lives Matter movement. If you can't donate, remember there are so many other ways to help out, including protesting, shopping at Black-owned businesses, and the easiest one, educating yourself and others about what is going on. Tune in next Saturday at 5 for episode 8.